way on top of the bamboos. And we had the oak removed, and we mulched it. And so the pile of mulch in the front and the pile of the mulch, oak mulch in the back, we recycled all the oak mulch from that tree into the trails today.
Wow.
With our Disney volunteers, our Summit Church volunteers, our Nehrling volunteers, a couple of North Florida couplet chapter, native plant volunteers. So there were about 30 of us here today moving 2 big piles of mulch. Yes, and we got it done.
Great.
So nothing goes to waste. We try and use all the waste from our trees to recycle back to the earth. It goes back to the earth in fertilizer, perfectly good way to recycle your mulch. And if you have a tree in your yard that's down, ask your arborist to mulch the tree. Leave your mulch and it go back to the earth as phosphorus, all the essential elements that you need, magnesium, potassium, nitrogen. So
everything we need.
Yeah, everything you need.
Not just the plants, but we our bodies need.
So don't just throw it to the landfill.
Right.
Recycle your hurricane tree.
Very good. I'll definitely
Reduce,
pass
reuse.
the word on.
Recycle, reduce, reuse.
Very good.
Free fertilizer.
So how long have you guys been
We
doing
purchased
this?
the property in 2009.
Who's we?
The Henry Nehrling Society, Inc. is our 501c3 name, doing business as Nehrling Gardens.
Okay.
And we have been cleaning it up tree by tree, foot by foot, yard by yard, with all volunteers.
Fantastic.
Our ISA arborists from Florida chapter help us do all the arboriculture work. Our Summit Church volunteers, our Mosaic Church volunteers, our Nehrling volunteers help us do all the volunteer work. And we're here every first and second Saturday of the month from 9 to 3. And on Wednesdays from 9 to 12.
9 to 12.
Yep.
Okay.
Wednesday weeders.
Yes. And then we also have volunteer Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. We've done 30 Eagle Scout projects on this property and about 10 Girl Scout silver, bronze, and gold projects.
Okay.
So you'll see them all throughout the property, all the Eagle Scout projects and Scouting, Girl Scout projects that we've done together. So these kids are learning hands-on historic preservation, environmental conservation, horticultural education projects as we're restoring the historic gardens and the historic house.
Well, what about local schools? Can
Local
teachers
schools come
contact you
also,
guys?
yes. Local schools come and tour here all the time. You can call us up on the phone, schedule an appointment, and we'll give them a class perhaps on the carbon cycle, or butterflies, or trees, or our native birds of song and beauty.
Or insects.
Insects,
Ah,
right.
yes. I bet there are lots of
Animals,
them.
our native animals. So these are all classes that we offer for adults and children, and you can sign up at our website to know when these classes are coming up and come to the classes, adult and children classes. We're having an event coming up in December, Saturday, December the 9th. It's our holiday Amaryllis Festival, where you can come and buy the beautiful amaryllis bulbs that Dr. Nehrling is famous for introducing into Florida, and you can
they
buy
are
forest
beautiful.
blooms too.
Yes.
So
And
beautiful flowers.
you also have an event on December 2nd, right?
Excuse me?
December 2nd? Do you have an open house?
We might
or
have.
something?
Do we have a work day on the 2nd?
I think we do. Yes.
Yep.
Next week, then.
Yes. Yes.
So yes.
Yes. Yes, we do. And the festival will be on Saturday, December the 9th, from 9 till 4, I believe. So we have a flyer I can show you on the
Great.
festival.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, really? Oh, can you say that again?
Yeah.
Where was it?
Joy Dickinson writes a wonderful history article called Florida Flashback. And it's always on Sundays on the back of the comics section in the Orlando Sentinel.
Oh, okay.
And one year she wrote about the Nehrling Gardens, I think back in 2002. And I read about this and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm a Florida girl. I should know. I know my history. Where is this place? So I started cruising up and down Hempel Avenue trying to find it. Back then, it was up for sale. And it was completely inundated with cat's called bignonia, kudzu, air potato. These are also plants that Dr. Nehrling tested here that have become very invasive because they're full of antioxidants and you really can't kill them. So I literally could not see the forest and the trees for the vines that were growing on them. Cruised up and down Hempel Avenue, couldn't find it, went to Yellow Dog Eats. I was working as a paralegal, so I was dressed up in my suit, and I go into Yellow Dog Eats, and there's Fish Morgan. Back then, I didn't know Fish didn't know me, and I said, hey, can you tell me where this Nehrling Gardens is? And he looked me up and down and said, nope, you look like a developer. I'm not telling you where it is, and it's up for sale, so no, I'm not telling you where it is. And I said, fair enough, I'm not a developer. I'm a paralegal, grant writer, fundraiser. I'm interested in trying to help save it. And he said, well, you need to go talk to Nancy Decker from Rollins College. She started this nonprofit to try and save it. And they're having a plant sale at Camp Bethiel. And that's how I got involved. I went to meet them at Camp Bethiel and got involved as a volunteer since 2002. And now I do all the volunteer coordination, Eagle Scout projects, Girl Scout projects coordination, church volunteer coordination, college and high school students who come and volunteer.
Wonderful.
And that's how we've been able to pull this project off. We could not have done this without our fantastic volunteers.
Yes, we need to let
Yeah.
our young people also be aware
Yes.
of, well, what's out here.
Yes.
How
So
we can treasure it.
this is a huge piece of our Florida history and natural science. It's a Florida Heritage Landmark and a National Register Historic Site because this place matters because of the history and horticultural science that took place here. And if you flip around, there's a historic picture of Dr. Nehrling
Oh, wow. Yes.
in his lab
wonderful.
houses back in the 1800s.
Oh,
So you can
fantastic.
see he was very famous for the beautiful caladiums. He had over 1,800 varieties of caladiums. This is actually cinnamon vine, the good sweet potato climbing up on the lap house posts.
Okay.
And these were all in abundance around Lake Nally back in the 1880s through 1929. Nehrling was very famous for his beautiful caladiums, amaryllis, plants from all over the world. And he was also famous for palm hybridization. He developed over 250 species of hybrid palms on this site. So all your beautiful palms were hybridized here too. Gloriosa lilies. I can walk you over to one of his signature plants.
Oh, yes.
Very,
That would be fantastic.
very interesting plant. He's very famous for this plant from Africa and India. It's called the Gloriosa lily. And we're going to walk in this way. This is a pollinator garden that we use for teaching people the importance of pollinator insects. Our pollinator bees and butterflies and wasps that pollinate all of our food. There's a zebra longwing over here flitting around. You can see there's a wild bumblebee. See? See, that's our native bumblebee. There are more solitary bees that nest in the ground. And you'll see there's a Florida zebra longwing in the back. So these native plants are very important because they're pollinator plants. For all of our pollinator insects, bees, butterflies, wasps, and you see them all flying around here. See all the pollinator insects?
Yes.
Butterflies.
A lot of them.
See the tiny bees?
Uh-huh.
There's little tiny bees that are, yeah.
Wondering about.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is wonderful, and I can see.
They
this
all
is-
depend.
oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Here's one of our native bumblebees.
So, are you also going to have classes here?
We do have
for
classes here
students?
for adults and children, and if you sign up
good.
at our website at www.nehrlinggardens.org,
Okay.
if you sign up for the newsletter, it tells you all the classes that are coming up on birds, butterflies, insects, trees. For the Amaryllis Festival coming up on December the 9th, we'll be teaching classes on culture care and hybridization of amaryllis.
Wonderful.
So let me show you the gloriosas.
All right.
They're just so pretty. See, they look like flames.
Yes, they do. Oh,
They
my.
look like beautiful flames.
Gorgeous,
and those
aren't they?
Nehrling introduced from Africa and India. Here's potash from, and he,
Bone meal.
bone meal is
Okay, yes,
actually
that I'm
bones
aware.
that have been desiccated and turned into fertilizer. Blood meal is the same way. They take
They also keep the animals away. too.
right. They recycle. Anytime you slaughter an animal, back in the old days, you would recycle their bones and you would use the blood for blood meal, and you would take the bones and turn them into fertilizer. So nothing was wasted.
And the potash.
Potash came from your fireplace.
Oh.
So the
Wonderful.
wood left over from your fireplace is potash.
What do you think of the soil content? I understand it's much more depleted nowadays than they used to be.
Well, if you have an old growth forest like this one, we have layers and layers and layers of leaf matter that has composted into that sandy Florida soil. So it's richer than most normal places. And if you come down to the lake, I'll show you the peat.
Yes.
It's very peaty. Just wanted to show you a few of the plants in here. These are mostly native plants. Your porterweed is another good attractor.
Porterweed.
Pagoda plant, another native shrimp plant. Tornado. This is the host plant for the giant swallowtail butterfly. It's called Dutchman's pipevine. So it's a host plant for that particular butterfly.
Wonderful foliage.
Another Florida native tree that attracts butterflies.
Mm-hmm.
This is another native plant that Nehrling introduced from the Philippines. It's called Filipino Violet.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in purple and white.
Hmm. Oh my goodness, lots of bamboos.
Yeah. He introduced the giant bamboos from China and Japan into Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll see them all over the property. Of course, they've been hit pretty hard by the hurricane too. So you can see we still have to do a lot of clean out.
Mm-hmm. Is that the clump kind or?
This is the clumping kind of
Okay.
giant timber bamboo. So this is the kind you want to plant.
Mhm.
This particular clump of bamboo is about 140 years old,
Mhm.
and you can see it has stayed in place. And this was a Girl Scouts bronze project. It took us 2 days to uncover the bamboo from the vines. For his beautiful caladiums, but these guys are just about ready to go to sleep for the fall. Here's another great plant that attracts hummingbirds and butterflies and pollinators. It's called the shrimp plant. And another plant back here as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah. This is called the Java Glory Bower.
Mm-hmm.
It's a clerodendron.
Huh.
Another
Okay.
hummingbird attractor. And
Hmm.
here's a great Florida native plant called beautyberry.
Mm-hmm.
The birds love to eat these berries. It's an awesome Florida native plant that attracts all kinds of birds and butterflies. It's also a host plant.
Now, those trees over there, are they the result of Hurricane Irma?
Yes, the magnolia and the oak were felled as a result of the hurricanes, and they'll be removed by our ISO arborists. Also, if you want to take any fennel, David is giving away starter plants.
Oh,
You want to take them with you and put them in
Sure,
your garden.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, this tree is. I can smell all of these plants. It's so much life in it.